Welcome everyone, this is Alex Burke from the Salem Museum and Historical Society. And for this week's installment of White Glove Wednesday, we're here to take a look at this artifact. It measures about 8.5 inches long, it's made of both wood and metal, and you guessed it, it's an ice cream scooper. You may be asking, why did I decide to use this artifact for right now? And it's because ice cream scoopers play a really important role in the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918. And much like today, Salem in 1918 was thrust into the middle of this global pandemic. In September, the first place that received the outbreak was the Baptist home, and by the end of the month, 60 kids were sick with the Spanish flu. By the end of October, over 500 people in Salem had contracted the illness. Salem's population in 1918 was roughly 4,000 people, meaning that 1/8 of the entire population of Salem had contracted this sickness. It was truly spreading through the community at that point. But much like today, the community of Salem responded in force to this epidemic. Social distancing was popular back then too, when schools, churches, and pool halls were all closed to prevent the spread of the disease. There was even a small ban on assemblies of any kind and a prohibition of the sale of ice cream and soda pop. But Salem made it through the Spanish flu epidemic, and at the end of the outbreak in the spring of 1919, the community came together to sort of make sense of what all had happened. Throughout the outbreak, 14 of Salem's citizens had lost their lives, and the community wanted to do something to make sure this wouldn't happen again. So Salem hired a community nurse to look after the well-being of its citizens. And one of the first things that this nurse did was make a law that required all ice cream parlors to wash their scoopers and their spoons between uses with soap and water. Previously, it had simply just been policy to rinse them off with water between uses, but not anymore. The Spanish flu had changed that. But this is just one of the things Salem's community nurse accomplished. And it serves as a really good reminder anytime you pick up an ice cream scooper that Salem survived the Spanish flu pandemic. We're going to survive this COVID-19 outbreak. But that's going to do it for this week's episode, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Alex Burke from the Salem Museum and Historical Society. I'll see you next time.